What up everyone, it's your man, XMan87 here, bringing you another Marvel Legends video, and what I have for you today is a double feature of the Marvel Legends Venom, Let There Be Carnage, Venom, and Carnage review. Before we get into everything, if you could please leave a thumbs up, like rating on the video, it'll help show your support for my channel, and I greatly appreciate it. Now with that said, let's go! Let's start off with Venom here. I'm not going to take a deep dive into this figure because I already reviewed the movie figure back in 2020, so it's basically the same thing, same buck. They didn't upgrade it to pinless or anything. It still has the pins. The only thing they really updated was the deco here. The last one was a little more white. This one is a little bit thicker, more on the grayish side. So you can see right there on the hands, the deltoid muscles, and on the chest and on the back as well. So that's pretty much it. And the face, what they did here was give it a more white deco, and the last one had more of a pearlescent kind of tone. If I dim my lights down, you could pretty much tell that it has sort of that face print deco. The only bummer on mine is look at the paint. Oh man, it sucks. As you can see, the eyes are too close together. The paint here overlapped the frontal eye socket. You know, it's not supposed to be that close where, you know, the nose is. Well, you know, Venom doesn't have a nose, but the nose area, yeah, it's just, it's lopsided, and it sucks right there. But it's not like I'm going to display this head as the main head on my display. But the teeth right there, you can see the paint is kind of jacked up on mine. So yeah, it's not colored in all the way, and that sucks too. Now for accessories, the same as before, but we get a new addition here. So the same head with the tongue out, the same hands, but we get newly added accessories, which are these awesome looking tendrils with the Venom heads on them. That looks awesome. Look, I know it's not film accurate. He never had all these Venom heads come out while he was in Venom form. It was only like one head that comes out when he was Eddie Brock, but it looks awesome. It's an awesome accessory. I can't take that away from it. And I wasn't really going to get this figure because I love the last one, but the problem was that the last figure snapped at the ankles for me. So I'm like, you know what? Might as well get this upgraded one. And it sucked when it broke on me, but you know, I could have gotten the last one, sure, but when I saw this one with the new accessories, I'm like, yeah, I'd rather have something new to it. But yeah, no, it looks really good. The only thing is that I wish these stuck a little outwards where this one does. It's a little too close in, you know what I mean? And there's no bendy wire. Now I'm sure I could heat this up and spread this outwards a little more, like on this side, but I just want to show you how it looks stock, and that's just how mine came out. But look at these little Venom heads, man. You got one that's smiling right here, the other with the open mouth, and the other one that's smiling. Here we get another open mouth, but without the tongue, so that looks pretty cool. The paint is a little jacked up right there on the eye there. Yeah, my copy, not great on paint, but, you know, the rest of the heads came out perfect. And it would be cool to get a civilian Tom Hardy, Eddie Brock figure with one of these heads, you know, just displaying him, talking to him, like in the movie.
Responsibility, it's for the mediocre.
I love that line. I cracked up when he said that in the film. And on the back, you can see the tendrils are attached to the torso. It's the same torso as the Donny Cates comic one with the ports in them. Now you'll see a ball socket there, but it does not rotate or anything. The sculpt here is form-fitted so that it matches the shape of his muscle definition. So you won't get any kind of hinge. You can't move it outwards or anything. So you'll get some slight movement, but they're bound to pop out because I could feel it already popping out of socket. Yeah, you see? The holes might bother some, but it's meant to really be displayed with the tendrils on. But the coolest thing about this is that because it's the same torso as the Donny Cates comic version, I'm going to do something fun here. And you already probably saw this on my Instagram that I posted yesterday, but you can swap the tendril heads onto the Donny Cates comic version, and oh man, This looks sick. Tell me this doesn't look sick. It just really adds to this figure and makes it much cooler. Now, the wings are badass, don't get me wrong. But this is just another cool option to accessorize your comic Venom. And it fits. It works. I feel like this accessory fits better on this comic Venom than it does the movie. Man, I just wish this side wasn't so inwards. It looks like he's going to bite his own nuts. And oh yeah, you can put the wings on the movie Venom as well. And this looks cool. So if you want to accessorize your movie Venom with the wings, you can. I think this is a really neat and fun option. It really is. When Marvel Legends adds more play value to their figures, especially when you can swap it with pre-existing figures, I'm all for it. It makes it more fun. Not going to get into articulation since I already reviewed the original figure, so let's just jump straight into Carnage. First, taking a look at the head sculpt, and this is one fantastic head sculpt. When I first saw the promo images, I just felt like it would definitely deliver on hand, and it definitely delivered. It just looks so good. I love the black outlining around the eyes and the mouth area. The teeth are painted nicely too. It's so good. Man, even the sculpting, the details right there. You can see like the mouth tendons right there. Just, wow. Great head sculpt overall. And then when you look at the rest of the body frame, they nailed it. Holy crap, they nailed it. I feel like they did. This thing looks incredible. Top to bottom, the sculpt is top notch. And it is definitely one of their best sculpts this year. You can see the little tendrils sticking out, all the, muscle fibers and tendons, and it's just so gruesome. I love it. It's so nice. You even get like these holes in his hands. All right, that's awesomely gruesome. I love that. I love seeing things like that. And the one thing I will say about this figure is the paint. They gave it a nice wash. I just wish it was black. It's not black enough. It's almost like this dark charcoal gray. They missed the mark there with the paint applications. It doesn't look bad. I'm not saying it looks bad. I just think it would have looked a lot better if it was a pure solid black. I mean, the SH Figure Arts one was painted completely in black. I think Hot Toys did the best paint applications out of the three, because as you can see, Marvel Legends, they just missed the mark completely on the back. I hate that. I hate when they just don't paint the back of the figure, especially if it's a $40 figure. Paint it. I will not let them slide with that. Paint your shit, Hasbro. Seriously, complete the figures, because on the front, it looks fine. Like, it's all painted on the front. Yeah, you're missing some on the knees, but, I'll give that a pass. You get on the arms, you get on the chest. It's a good spread, a good balance. You look at it from the side, it's okay. When you look at the figure from behind, you only get it on the upper back and some on the forearms and mostly on the thighs. I feel like the thighs have most of the dry brushing or airbrushing. It just feels incomplete, and I hate that. Again, I still like the figure, but they should have painted the back. Now, I skipped the SH Figure Arts one. That was like $200+. Could I afford it? Sure. Money wasn't the problem. I just didn't feel like dropping $200. And, since Marvel Legends is my primary collection, I'd rather get this guy for $40 and save myself, $150+. That one is awesome. I'll give them their flowers. And this is awesome too. I'm giving it its flowers too. Again, I like the figure. It's just paint the figure completely. That's all I'm saying. But look at the close-up here. Look how they did the muscles. It just looks so rough and aggressive. I love that. Again, just beautiful detailing into the sculpt. I know they put a lot of effort into this figure. Look at the hands. Look at it. It's so good. It is so freaking good. I love it. I just absolutely love it. The tendril placements where they're sticking out, it's just film accurate. The feet, get some nice airbrushing there. And then on the bottom, for some reason, my feet came out backwards and I had to pop them out and swap them. I don't know if that was a problem with any of your copies, but it was with mine, and it just didn't look right. It should look like this. But yeah, let me know if that's like a common issue. Now for accessories, this is insane. Absolutely insane. This guy is fully loaded. You get an alternate head with the tongue sticking out, the mouth open. It just looks so great. You get a new hand with a blade sticking out, and then you have this really long scythe, which I just absolutely love when Carnage wields out that scythe. And then you get these crazy bendable tendrils, and they all have like different shapes at the tip. So I love the weaponry limbs, man. This is so sick. Like, this presentation alone right here blows me away. Absolutely blows me away. Taking a closer look at the head sculpt right there. That's what I'm talking about, man. The detailing there. It's so nice. And again, you see the mouth tendons. And not only that, you can see the teeth through the tendons. How awesome is that? Love that kind of attention to detail. Even on the other side, you can see the same thing. And it's just beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. The tongue out. The tongue is a pretty hard tongue, and it's not pliable. Well, it's pliable. It just has a harder plastic feeling. But really nice sculpt. Dude looks like he has a wisdom tooth right there. Right next to his tongue. It's just not painted. It's in red. Would have been cool if it was painted. But yeah, they really went out. Even on the interior with this guy. They went all out. Both eyes have that kind of shimmery silver look. I mean, this one is a little more metallic, but I feel like this one is more on the silver side than the pearly white. Again, look at this hand. It's great. The holes and the tendons, all that stuff just sticking out. It is amazing. You have the long scythe right here. Just a great sculpt, great wash too, so they painted that nicely. I like that a lot. And if you want to switch it up, I feel like you can swap this on this side if you wanted to, and then just place the regular hand on the other side. And yeah, I feel like that is passable. It's doable. So that just gives you more options to play. I'm down for it. I really like the shape for all these tendril weapons. It's just really nice. I like that. Some of them do rotate, like this one right here. There's a cut, so it does rotate, and you see the bendy wire holes there. These two plug in on the left and the right, and then you have this one in the middle, and they do rotate as well, so that's cool. This one, you can rotate. You could put it, underneath like so, or what I like to do, I like to put this overhead. It looks better that way, in my opinion. I feel like all the tendrils are just balanced out that way. Looks more imposing. This also has a swivel right there. I like that. Sort of like a symbiote mace, right? And then the two tendrils right here at the bottom, they kind of have the same shape to them. Yeah, I want to say these sculpts are exactly identical or almost identical. I'm not gonna lie, the tendrils, they put some weight on this guy, so you might find it challenging to get him into certain poses because, again, the weight will pull this down. So I was able to execute some poses, playing around with him. Some I got him to stand with no problem. Other times, he would just fall over. So it's all about balancing him the right way, finding those sweet spots. He's still a mind-blowing figure. Oh my god, I can't get over this. This just looks insane. I wish they painted the tendrils. They're supposed to have black in them. I wish they did that because I felt like it would have helped with this back area, not making it look so plain. You get what I'm saying? You guys feel that way? Like if they painted the tendrils with some of the black wash, it would have helped, kind of offset this back area that's not painted. I don't know. That's, in my opinion, it would have helped. And these things are pretty long too. They're about 11 inches in length. So being that the figure is about 9 inches tall, that's a really good size for him. And they do bend. You can get him to coil up almost about that much, so you could wrap Venom around it if you want. So yeah, I'm not trying with the pose here, but you can see, yeah, you could coil up Venom, which is cool. Man, we came so far with Hasbro. Remember how we were just dying for them to give us bendy wire, and now they're finally giving us bendy wire. That's not to say they can't improve, though. You know, sometimes their bendy wire is hit or miss. You'll get a good flex, and sometimes you don't. Like this one, I feel like you should be able to bend it a little bit more when it comes here. It should just, you know, stay bent, but instead they like to pull back a lot. I noticed that with the movie Doc Ock one. There's a lot of pullback. So yeah, there's always areas of improvement, but hey man, I'll take this better than nothing, because if this figure came out back in like 2018, you know we would get pre-sculpted tendrils and not bendy wire at all. So again, I'm appreciative. I just gotta point out that they just need to make improvements, and that's a fair call out. I feel like they'll get better over time. Now for articulation, his head looks about that far up. That's a pretty good ball joint for him, and it looks down, left, right. You know, he's got some nice pivoting there. No butterfly joints here, but it would be impossible since the tendril ports are right there. It's just way too close for comfort. Yeah, wouldn't be able to do it. Again, some people might not like these holes, but like I said with the Venom, they're meant to be displayed with the tendrils on. And you got his arms that move about that far up, so straight T-pose with this guy, that little tendril right there. Yeah, that's pretty much as far as it'll go, because it'll hinder the rest. You know, you can move it down, swing them around, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, great range right there. You got the wrist swivel, wrist hinge, traditional wrist hinge on all the hands, double diaphragm joint, so his ab crunch moves that far forward and that far back. Love it. You got the upper torso swivel, and he does pivot side to side and rocks around. And you got the legs that spread out about that far, almost a full split, so not bad. His legs kick up about that far, does move that far back. Could get a frontward split with him. And then his legs can rock around, and you got the thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and heel to the Carnage butt. Gotta love that. Maximum Carnage heel to the butt range right there. And then there's no ankle swivel or calf swivel, but you get the ankles that move up, down, very low, and then you can rock them all around. Time to compare. Here is the movie Venom with the comic Venom that shares the same buck. Here is the movie Carnage next to the comic Carnage figure. Here is Venom and Carnage next to all of the movie Spider-Man figures. Interested to know which Spidey would be the best matchup for Tom Hardy's Venom? I say Andrew. Lastly, here is the movie Venom next to the movie Carnage. Hard to tell in the film where they stand in height, as there was never a standstill good camera angle to get an idea of how they measure against each other, but comparing the scaling between the Hot Toys versions and going off of that, seeing how Venom's head comes up to Carnage's shoulders, then I think Hasbro nailed the scaling here between these two. Now to wrap things up, not gonna give Venom an official rating because I normally don't review the same characters with the same looks that just have a slightly different decal. For example, the retro card Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man with the blue spider logo on the back. Yeah. Not doing that. It has to be something really drastic for me to rate it. I mean, this one does have the newly added tendrils for attachments, but that's all you get. I would have rated it if it was redone in pinless, but also given him weaponry limbs to swap out with his hands like Carnage to make him truly feel like a deluxe. Only get him if you truly want him, like my situation where the last one broke, or if you just missed out on it the first time. But good luck since he's a Target exclusive. The most fun was being able to accessorize my comic figure with these tendrils for more display and play. To rate Carnage, I'm scoring him a 9.5 out of 10. All he's really missing is paint on the back to complete his look, and also they need to improve the bendy wire a little bit more. Other than that, Carnage is one of their best top-of-the-line offerings this year. I know he's been out for a while, but sorry it took me longer than expected to review this guy because I wanted a movie Venom to compare, and since my last one broke, I just waited to get the new one so I can review them together. I know this figure came out 3 years too late, but like I say with most movie figures, I'd rather them take their time to get the figure right than to rush and give us a bullshit concept piece that isn't the final look. They almost nailed it completely. Again, just missing more paint. paint, everything else is there. The sculpt, articulation, the sheer imposing scale next to Venom, swappable heads and weapons, bendy wire tendrils. Again, needs improvement, but it's there. He has almost everything you'd want in a deluxe figure. It's one of the wildest looking Legends figures of 2024. To me, he's the best Legends movie figure this year. I know we haven't gotten a lot, but he stands out to me as the best. And if he's not the best, then he's certainly my favorite movie figure of the year. Now I kick it back to you. What do you think of my double feature review? What stood out to you the most? And what Venom and Carnage figures would you like to see next? Whether it's from comics, movies, or games. Being that Spider-Man Unlimited was teased, we could get versions of Venom and Carnage for that cartoon series. Comment below, let me know, we'll chat about it. Thanks for watching another review. Please follow me on Instagram if you haven't already at xmania87. Hit the notification bell so you always know when my latest videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. See you on the next review. Peace, peace.